Hi guys, Mel the Train Tutor here again with another tutorial for you. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at making ice, frozen snow and muddy sludge and stuff like that. Okay, and our piece to be working on today is the centerpiece for the Help for Heroes build. So this is what we're going to be icing up. Now just to be clear, we're not putting snow on it, we're putting ice on it. Okay, the snow's going to come afterwards. Yeah, so a quick spin round on that. Now I'm going to put that down there and very quickly talk over what we're using, how we're going to do it, etc., and just take you through the process. Okay, so first off, what we're talking about, well, there's two different things we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be looking at frozen snow and then muddy sludge ice. So frozen snow, you know when you clear a path, yeah, and you push the snow up to the sides, then over time, yeah, a couple of really cold nights, it freezes and it's almost like icy snow. It's not fresh snow, it's frozen snow. So we're going to be looking at doing some of that. And then the other thing we're going to be looking at doing is, you know, where on paths where you get the sludge that's mixed in with a bit of mud, it's a bit translucent. It's not snow, it's still ice, but there's still a bit of frosting to it. Okay, we're going to be looking at how to make that. Okay, so what products are we using? Well, I've got Snow from Galeforce 9. I've got Secret Weapon Miniatures Crushed Glass. Yeah, that's going to be for the ice. And then I've got Mod Podge. Okay, and what Mod Podge is, it's a bit like what you call it, PVA, but it's heavy bodied and it's got a really glossy finish to it. Okay, and we're going to use this as the carrier for it. And the reason that I'm using this and not PVA is if I use PVA, it would slump and slope and slop. Okay, and basically just self-level itself. Whereas if I use this, what I can do is I can create peaks and I can push it into corners, etc., and it'll stay there while it dries. Okay, so what else have we got? Well, we've got a couple of empty tubs. Yeah, some spatulas, a spoon, one of those little plastic things for, you know, glue spreaders from when you were kids. Right, so let's start off with the snow. Let's make that up first. Okay, from my tub. And what I'm going to do is Mod Podge in first. Okay, as you can see, this stuff is pretty heavy bodied. Now, I've got to do an entire set, so I need to make a reasonable amount of this up. Yeah, so that'll do me. One thing about Mod Podge, it stinks like rotten fish. Oh, God, that smell. Right, so Galeforce 9 Snow. Galeforce 9 Snow, which is actually quite a nice snow, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, they certainly pack these things in pretty hefty, if you know what I mean, but it's really fine. I have no idea what it actually is, to be perfectly honest, so I'm not going to pretend that I do, but I do like it. Okay, so stir stick. And this is obviously going to get messy. Yeah, so a bit more in there. Like I say, this is for the set. I want it roughly equal to the amount of glue that I've put in. That's about equal. And then just start stirring it up and it'll start going clumpy. It's like making cakes. It won't take that long, yeah, to mix up. Yeah, a little bit more in there. Because I want it quite clumpy. Still liquidy down the bottom, so more. The top's okay, but the bottom, and that's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to make it like clumpy and think of icing, really sort of thick icing. That's what you want it like. Now the next thing I want to do is, even though that this is the, what you call it, the frosted set, the frozen snow, I want to put some, what you call it, crushed glass into it. Just waste not, want not. So what that now? Get stir. Oop, and a hair. Nice. Right, and then onto the crushed glass, which is basically really finely ground glass. Okay, and let's pour a reasonable amount of that in. Oh, about 3-4 mil of the tub. And that'll give it a little bit of a sparkle. Okay, but I've got to mix it in really well so I don't end up with clumps of just the static of the crushed glass. It needs to be a reasonable mix. Push that in. There we go. That's all nice and mixed in now. There you go. Now, oh, let me just clean that spoon off before it sticks. Really sticks. I'll move these out of the way. So that's our frozen snow made up. And then what I'm going to do now is very quickly apply it. So we'll be applying it on the centerpiece. Okay, and where I'm going to be putting this stuff is out of the way places where it would build up. Yeah, so under here, in corners here. I'm also going to use it because Mod Podge is a glue. Yeah, I'll be using it to glue this bit down. Yeah, but you'll see what I'm doing in a second. So let's take this off for a second. The mighty cake hill. Yeah, thanks, Adam. That's Adam from Greenleaf Terrain. Yeah. And all I'm going to do is literally just spoon it on. I'm not worried about getting it spread out where it doesn't need to be. Yeah, because like I say, it's snow, it's frozen snow. You can't really do this wrong, guys. Yeah, and it literally is. So I'm going to put some on there. I'm just going to quickly work around here and just add some bits on. Okay, guys, there you have it. Okay. Now you'll notice that I've just gone mainly under here because that's because the plastic thing is going to go over the top. So this is where the snow would collect. I haven't done on top of here. Now I need to do the tower next. Yeah, but before I can do that, I've just got to, I've actually got to glue down the actual tower, the platform. So I've got the platform there. Very quickly. Yeah, let's put some of this down here. Okay, and this is where the tower is going to sit, so I know it's going to come in, so we'll just put some down. This is to glue this down, glue that tower down. Yeah, so I'm just making sure that it crosses the sort of border, so to speak. Yeah, and then I'll go in and add more frozen snow afterwards. Scrape that off in there. Now I know this is looking very, very white, yeah, but remember that the Mod Podge, it's very white, but it dries clear, so this will dry clear. Okay, but obviously carrying the snow, so it won't be as white. Right, before I put that on, very quickly, just a little bit of glue. I bet it was super glue, probably. Yeah, just for this one bit. Now I know these are quite a tight fit, so this will be no problem at all. Right, so that's super glue on all those. Time to put the lid on. so to speak. That's it. Yeah, just like that. And then push it down on those, and then push it down on these as well, onto that snow. Okay, and the next job is to use that snow to blend in this base here. Yeah, to blend this into the base. Okay, and there we have it. Okay, so that's the frozen snow. All on, and we've just got to wait for that to dry now. So what I'm going to do is put a lid on this, because I've got to save this for the other terrain pieces we've got to do. And then on to making the next one. So I'll quickly put that down there. Oh, I needed to wet my whistle. Right, same again. And the process is exactly the same, yeah? Mod Podge. But this time we're going mainly for the crushed glass. Yeah, because this is for the frozen sludgy stuff. A bit more. And then, much like with the frozen snow, yeah, obviously the ice does have some white reflecting in it, some little frozen bits, frozen snowy bits, yeah, so we're throwing a bit of white as well. And once again, we're after that clumping effect. Need more, it's too thin. Okay, so mix that in again. I'm looking to get that clumping. Yeah, it's starting to clump up now. Let's go for a little more. Yeah, and if you look at it, it's getting thick enough now that it'll sort of hold its own shape. Yeah, and that's when you know you're getting from like to the right sort of mix. Okay. Right, cocktail stick. Yeah. Some acrylic paint or modeling paint. Yeah. Tiny little brown dot. Cocktail stick. Yeah. Just stab a little bit in. Give it a bit of a stir in. It's completely blended out. I don't want to change all of this, so what I'll do is I'll mix it on the fly, so I need a bit of scrap. That'll do. Just put that there. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. Right, guys, so back to this. Now, because this is frozen snow, frozen ice, yeah, where people have walked on it, this is going to go on all the centre of the gangways and that sort of stuff. So it would be here. And it's perfectly fine to mix this in with the other stuff. It's no foul. Don't even know if you can see the difference as it goes down, but there's a hell of a difference to me. Yeah, and I literally am just smearing it round on the floor. A bit more over there. Bring this here. I want to keep it, I don't want to smooth it off completely, but this is where people will have been walking this stuff up. So it would get sort of quite tramped down Right, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's mix some brown sludge in on the fly. Now I know it's looking very creamy and a little strange, but you've got to remember, yeah, that the the actual Mod Podge is white when it's wet and clear when it's dry. So this will dry with a hint of brown in it. Right, put that there. Go again, next floor. And there you have it, guys. Okay, now remember, it's still got to have the light dusting of snow going on it, yeah, but that has given us all our frozen effects. Okay, yeah, and if you notice what I did is, first off, I mixed up some quite dark brown at the bottom. There's quite a bit, so I used that and I just transferred it up into little smudge piles, going on to clearer as the mud would have got off their boots as they move further in. Yeah, moving forward, because I've got to do all the other terrain pieces, yeah, what I'll do is I'll lay down the clear stuff first, and then when I get to like the last little bit, I'll mix a little bit of brown in to get me that brown look, and then add that in. So that's my next job. What I'll do is I'll do my best to leave this as long as possible to dry, so I can get some photos of it before I put the snow effects on. Yeah, if possible. Yeah, if not, you may get photos of it when it's all dry. But basically, when this all dries up, it looks something like this. And here's the finished piece, guys. As you can see, it's all nice and dried and hard, and the Mod Podge has gone really solid. Okay, it's still a little bit whiter than expected, but that's simply because the final little bits of Mod Podge on the inside are just curing, and over the next couple of days, that'll go even more clear. But if I sort of hold it up, you should be able to see the reflectiveness and the difference between things like the snow and the ice and the mud and that sort of stuff. Let's have a look here, see if that's better. Yeah, do you see the difference? We've seen it on the photos anyway, but there you are, guys. That is a simple tutorial on how to make frozen snow and ice and sludge. And I've done this across all the other Help for Hero builds, so you know there'll be photos and an overview of that coming pretty soon. In the meantime, all that's left is to hit this up with some snow. So that's my next job. Tutorial on that coming soon, guys. All the best. Ta-da.